Hey there, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that might just change the way you think about your diet and aging. It's all about protein, and how eating less of it could potentially slow down the aging process. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, especially with all the protein-enriched products flooding the market, but stick with me as we explore the science behind it. So, imagine this: you're strolling through the grocery store, and you notice all these products boasting about their protein content. From cereal to coffee, it's like protein is the new superfood. But here's the twist: a major review of over 350 studies suggests that for many of us, especially the less active folks, all this extra protein might not be doing us any favors. In fact, it could be having the opposite effect on our health and longevity. Now, this isn't to say that protein is bad. In fact, it's essential for muscle growth and exercise response, especially for active individuals. But here's the catch: most people lead relatively sedentary lives, and that's where the problem lies. We're consuming way more protein than we actually need, and that could have some pretty negative consequences for our health. You see, scientists have known for a while that reducing calorie intake can extend lifespan and lower the risk of age-related illnesses. But let's be real, sticking to a calorie-restricted diet is tough. That's where protein restriction comes in. It offers an alternative route to potentially reap the same benefits. Studies on flies and rodents have shown that reducing protein intake, even without reducing overall calories, can lead to longer lifespans. And get this, recent human clinical trials have also shown promising results. People who cut back on protein lost weight, body fat, and even improved their blood sugar levels, despite consuming more total calories. But wait, there's more to the story. Other studies suggest that higher protein intake can support weight loss and help older adults maintain muscle, especially when combined with exercise. This is why the latest US dietary guidelines recommend nearly double the previous amount of daily protein consumption. However, as Americans consume more protein than ever, and older adults are encouraged to up their intake, it's crucial to understand the relationship between protein, metabolism, and aging. That's where this review comes in. By analyzing over 350 papers, the researchers identified several key biological mechanisms that could explain why protein restriction might be beneficial. Lower protein intake was linked to improved metabolic function, altered nutrient signaling, reduced cellular damage, and better maintenance of healthy cells. One hormone, FGF21, stood out. It increases with lower protein intake and can boost energy expenditure, regulate blood sugar, and reduce inflammation. Mouse studies even showed that elevated FGF21 levels led to longer lifespans, especially in male mice. But here's the interesting part: certain amino acids, like methionine, isoleucine, and valine, seem to play a crucial role in driving aging. Excessive intake of these amino acids might activate biological pathways that encourage growth, and when these pathways remain highly active, they could increase the risk of obesity, inflammation, and other age-related conditions. Now, this doesn't mean that everyone should drastically cut back on protein. Some groups, like pregnant women and certain older adults, have higher nutritional needs. And let's not forget about athletes, who consume large amounts of protein without developing metabolic issues. Regular physical activity seems to offer protection by directing protein towards building and maintaining strong, healthy muscles. So, what's the takeaway? Well, personally, I think it's all about personalization. Recent recommendations encourage us to eat more protein and exercise more, but we might need to tailor our protein intake based on our age and activity level. It's all about finding that sweet spot where we're getting enough protein to support our bodies, without overdoing it. In conclusion, while the idea of eating less protein might seem unconventional, the science behind it is pretty compelling. It's a reminder that when it comes to our health and longevity, balance and personalization are key. So, the next time you're reaching for that protein-enriched snack, take a moment to consider your own unique needs and whether that extra protein is really doing you any favors. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope you found this exploration as fascinating as I did. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.